Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Thursday, January 30th, around 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2025. Santorini is awakening. An earthquake swarm, possibly related to volcanic activity, kicked off just 36 hours ago. Well, and it's getting quite serious. Talking about serious, we have a blizzard in Hawaii tonight, Friday, and Saturday morning. Holy macaroni. Keep calm. It's boom time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to snow in Hawaii and in a big way. And it's not as rare as you think. It snows almost every year at the high mountain peaks, but this is a big one. This is a blizzard warning. A multi-threat system known as a Kona storm is bringing heavy rain and damaging winds to Hawaii Thursday into Friday as well as Saturday, in addition to the threat of heavy snow over the Big Island summits. Holy macaroni. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning for the summits of Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea, forecasting from 12 to 24 inches of snowfall. Now that is much higher than usual. Just a few inches typically falls annually on these summits. The summits are also under high wind warnings until Saturday morning due to potential gusts over 90 miles per hour. Now, any gusting winds in a winter storm like this above 50 is a blizzard warning. As well as that, a rare severe thunderstorm watch is issued for Kauai County early Thursday, and multiple reports of downed trees and power lines were received by local emergency management in Kauai. And so now there is a blizzard warning in Hawaii for tonight, Friday, and Saturday mornings for the Big Island summits of Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa. 12 to 24 inches of snow with 85 mile per hour winds. We just read 90. Now, how extreme was the Louisiana's record snowstorm? Well, new analysis plows through the numbers, and they are epic. Anything you see in purple saw a foot or more, deep purple. Once it reaches purple, it's about 10 inches. So huge swaths of a foot or more throughout Louisiana, and that meant record cold temperatures. In fact, 30 degrees below normal. Some areas received over 12 inches of snow in Louisiana. And this is epic. And guess what they blamed it on? Yep, you guessed it, global warming. Also in this article, snow here, snow there, snow everywhere. U.S. gets snow in all 50 states. The last time this happened was, well, quite some time ago, I believe back in February of 2010. So it's been 15 years since we had snow in all 50 states, all at the same time. And guess what they blamed it on in the article? Yes, you guessed it, global warming. And here's the full forecast and maybe some reality setting in. A Pacific storm impacting Hawaii. We just went over that. Atmospheric river brings precipitation to the Pacific Northwest and Northern California. A strong weather system will bring the potential for flash flooding, severe thunderstorms, strong to locally damaging non-thunderstorm winds, and high elevation snow to the Hawaiian Islands. Precipitation will overspread most of the eastern third of the country, as a prolonged atmospheric river will bring low elevation rain and mountain snow into the Pacific Northwest and California into the Rockies. Now, this atmospheric river, which is not a new term, and it's not one of the climate change loonies that invented it, it's been around since the 70s. What it means is that 10 times more moisture coming from a normal storm will enter the picture. What we're setting up is a La Nina pattern where we're going to have heavy precipitation in the Pacific Northwest, followed by heavy precipitation in the Northeast. Storm after storm. The atmospheric river entering the Pacific Northwest will remain starting now until February 7th. Yeah, an 8-day storm. And it's going to bring some epic snow totals to the high elevations in the West. Take a look at this. Holy macaroni. And the La Nina pattern is quite obvious, where the big winter chicken dinner here is the the Pacific Northwest and the West and the Northeast like a beast. Let's walk it through at least the next 7 days. Here is the forecast Friday through the beginning of the weekend. We're going to see heavy snow through the upper elevations of the Cascades and the northern Sierras, as well as the Rockies in the state of Idaho as well. Through the weekend, here is Saturday, Sunday, into Monday morning. Heavy snow through the northern Rockies, 16 inches or more for most of the high peaks of Idaho, as well as western Wyoming. Northern Utah could be picking up 4 feet of snow or more in some of those locations, as well as the ski areas. And northern Colorado will pick up a significant amount of snow that's much needed for the snowpack. Early next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as we enter next week, we're going to have some good totals for the Northeast, maybe some record-breaking ski seasons for northeastern ski resorts, and the snow will continue to pile up in the Sierras day after day. Some regions may be record-breaking as far as daily totals. And moving the models through mid-February is, well, it puts us at a loss. This is not going to happen. But what it does suggest is we're going to have a big storm mid-February that we need to keep an eye on. It's not going to happen here, but it's going to happen somewhere. Seismic update. Almost no quakes in the U.S. We had one rumbler here with some aftershocks down in Falls City, Texas, probably frac related. The most recent quake, 3.1 in Petrolia, California, but the most significant is a 2.6 aftershock from the initial 5.2 in, where is that? Dakota, Alaska. Yeah, so we're going to keep a close eye on that, wondering what that rumbling is intraplate there. Could be volcanic inactivity. The Ring of Fire has gone quiet, as well as the East African Rift Zone. And, well, we've got coronal holes facing Earth, and there will be enhanced plasma streams hitting us in just the next 12 to 24 hours, which could kick off some major seismic events. Speaking of seismicity, Santorini Volcano, you've heard of it, the ancient Greek VEI 7 explosion from 1650 BC. Well, the island has awakened. Now, it's offshore, and it's interesting, but if we look at the 3 dimensionals, it's a massive magma chamber that is now filling with lava, and, well, it's bad news. This earthquake swarm is possibly related to volcanic activity. A new earthquake swarm is occurring near the volcanic island of Santorini. Since Tuesday, the 28th of January, 2025, more than 130 earthquakes of magnitudes up to around 3 have been detected in a broad cluster of epicenters around 25 kilometers northeast of the island. Located at depths between 25 and 5 kilometers, the strongest tremors could be felt on the island, especially in the northernmost areas near the town of Awakens. The location of the earthquakes suggests that they are caused by tectonic or perhaps volcano-tectonic activity along the known Kemeny or Columbus fault lines, which run parallel southwest to northeast through the center of the caldera and along a chain of submerged volcanic cones to the northeast, including the infamous active Columbus volcano 8 kilometers northeast from Santorini. Volcanic activity in the past 400,000 years, and including all historic activity, has been from vents located on these lineaments. So bad news in Santorini. Here is quakes of magnitude over the last few days, and here we are at the present. It is increasing, so we're going to keep a close eye on Santorini because this may be a history-changing event that's developing. If we come over and look at the eruptive history of this explosive volcano, most of the eruptions in recent memory, all the way back to 1866, were all VEI-2, and that's the best we can hope for. Prior to that, we had VEI-3 in 1707, VEI-4 in 1650, VEI-3 in 1570, VEI-4 in 7, 26 of EEI 3 and 46. This is the fall of Rome. And then 1610 BCE of EEI 7. Holy macaroni. Is Santorini about to explode? It's anyone's guess, but we'll keep a close eye on it and we will update you as needed. A quick look at space weather. Very little flaring happening on the disk, as we do have huge sunspot clusters, one that might look like even a smiley face. New active region 3978 has been numbered, as well as 3981, 3980, and on, but very little flaring on the disk. It's these huge coronal holes and the plasma winds that are emanating from them that will couple with us in just a few days. The 3-day geomagnetic forecast now bumped up to G1 geomagnetic storm for the 31st and the 1st is because of these coronal holes that will be coupling with us in just about 6 to 12 hours. Hours of powers. This also means we are in seismic alert for a major seismic event, 7 magnitude or greater. Quick look over at the telemetry. We'll see where we are. Nothing is happening now as far as none of those plasma streams have reached us from the coronal holes. The phi angle is getting a little jiggy, so maybe a precursor. If you crack the code, folks, you win a $1 million prize offered to decipher a 5,300-year-old ancient script and unlock the secrets of lost civilizations shrouded in mystery. And how did they even get this data? We're looking at ruins of the archaeological site of Harappa in the Indus Valley civilization in Punjab, Pakistan. And, well, some of the messages have been deciphered, including this one above this oxen here. But this is the encryption in question here. Most of all the Indus Valley encryptions only show 4 or 5 characters. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 long. And it has baffled scientists since it has been discovered. Yeah, most scripts are made up of about 5 signs or symbols, but this one is different, and they're asking for answers. Do you know what this means? Can you help decipher these candelabras? This clearly has something to do with the Jewish faith. This one clearly looks like Squatter Man, and all the rest look like annual calendaric events. This looks like a year. This is another way to express a year. So does this. As well as this and this. So it's some type of a date. This is a date in history that represents something, but nobody knows what it means. And so if you do, crack the code and win $1 million. The White House Climate Policy Office page has been scrubbed, and thank God, because it was nothing but propaganda and nonsense. Or non-science. And good news, it's time to purge the climate scam from the federal websites. They're doing it now. It began January 21st, and this is a follow-up on the 28th. A week after the election, they are scrubbing the global warming narrative from the White House. Good news there. And for all of you people claiming that Christian Westbrook was taken out by the deep state or something like that. Yeah, you're all wrong. And you're all lost, swimming in a world of disinformation. And so Christian Westbrook is just fine. Well, I don't know if he's just fine. I think he lives with a woke-tard wife and a bunch of kids in California. And, well, he just went off the grid because he was being attacked too much, maybe from his own family or the community at large. The bad news is that in the 3 years he's disappeared, he never explained himself, but he quietly reemerged on Twitter and Rumble as a musician. Here is Christian Westbrook's X page, which you can follow. I think he has 5,000 followers there. His Rumble account that he launched sometime the middle of last year, just 53 followers. And I know why. Please listen to his music and you'll understand. And here we see the second comment underneath of his first music video says, "Hey Christian, how about you go F yourself? You disappeared without a trace and had many people worried that you were dead." Countless comments on your old videos and threads on Twitter from people who were genuinely worried about you and what happened to you. Most speculated that you were taken out. It's a massive disrespect to people who had followed your content for years to just appear out of nowhere like this with this horrible music and pretend barely anything happened. I honestly felt better about you when I thought you were dead. And as a massive music fan of almost every genre, I can objectively say this song is absolutely horrible and that almost anyone would agree with me. I would have said this on Twitter, but you have already blocked people for saying less than I just did. Well, in fact, you can't even comment on his Twitter unless he's commented to you, which he's only done to 13 people. Christian Westbrook is still in hiding. Yes, and his music is garbage. What we need all of you to do is to come over and follow our Rumble channels, Oppenheimer Ranch Project on Rumble and Magnetic Reversal News on Rumble, because these will be the only channels once we get demonetized. We've already been fully demonetized on Magnetic Reversal News, so all of our content is going to go up here on Rumble. If you want to watch our re-podcasts of our Saturday radio show, you're going to have to get the Rumble app or come over to Rumble and watch us on Magnetic Reversal News on Rumble. We are not posting it on YouTube. There is no reason to. We need ad revenue. I need ad revenue. I need to pay the bills. I don't need much. I need $2,000, $3,000 a month, and I've just been reduced to zero on this channel. So help support the work we do and let Lee and I continue to do this scientific inquiries that we've been doing for almost a decade. And give us support over here on Rumble. They promise us we will make the same ad revenue as YouTube if you all come and watch here in numbers. So please subscribe to our Rumble channels and save our lives as well as yours by listening to the content. That's a boom to knowledge. Please share the videos. You know we're shadow banned, and now we are demonetized on Magnetic Reversal News. So please, let's all migrate over to Rumble as soon as freaking possible. Be safe. We love you. And that is a boom. Rumble in the jungle. Do it now. Do a dab.